Believe we're live. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, um, I just want to make sure that I make myself very clear with this. I'm not going to be apologetic and I'm not going to, you know, sugarcoat it. Right down to the point. Okay? The women divisions from 168 and up, you could even argue 160 to be honest with you, but we'll leave 160 alone. 168, 175, and heavyweight, cruiserweight, whatever, and I'm going to prove it to you in a second. It is absolutely abhorrent that there's even weight classes for the women there, all separate. It's absolutely abhorrent that the that there's 4 world titles and all these regional titles in those divisions. It is unbelievable to me. So let's just go over it right now. And the reason I'm doing this is because, first of all, the boxing media don't got the balls to do it. That's number one, right? Even the boxing media that covers women's boxing, like they're not going to do it, bro. Like it is what it is, right? But the fact that those are even called divisions is laughable. It's embarrassing to the sport, not to women's boxing, to the sport. It's embarrassing, right? And I don't care who it offends. I don't care how people take it. It's just the truth, dude. I'm about to show you, right? Yesterday, I didn't watch it live, but I ran, and I don't want to tie anybody's name to this. They could tie it themselves. So I saw someone doing a live about it. They were talking about it. Okay, they know who they are. If they want to say it, they could say it. But because I'm gonna really go into this video, right? So I look up the fight later on. I find it on social media, and I'm just thinking to myself, this is an atrocious fight. One of the women looks like some soccer mom that just got started at the Y, right? A couple weeks ago. She looks in terrible shape, right? Her guts hanging out all over the place, right? She's uh, doesn't know how to throw a punch, and it's supposed to be a world title fight, all right? This isn't like just 2 women at a some club show or that I'm just picking on random. No, this is supposed to be a world title fight. I'm sorry, we should have a high standard for that. There's a certain prestige in being a world champion. And even though it's watered down today, even in the men's who have way more fighters than the women, even in the men's, it's watered down. But the fact I can accept 4 belts, there's like over 100 women or something. I can live with that. But I was looking through I'm like, how the fuck does this happen? How does a girl coming off a first round knockout is fighting for a world title, a vacant world title against this girl in Australia? She called Shay Kennelly. How does this even happen? I'm just like, what? How the fuck does this happen, bro? Shout out to Tony, thank you for being a member, brother. It's much appreciated. Tony Boswell, and Mike Biggs in the building. Anthony Sanchez, how's it going? How does this even happen? And I'm looking at that. I'm like, this is embarrassing, bro. And it's like this: you want equal rights? I'm going to give you equal rights. If I didn't give a shit about women's boxing, I wouldn't be talking about it. All right. If I didn't give a fuck about women's boxing, right, I would just shrug and move on. Right. I wouldn't give a fuck, but I care. This is embarrassing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. When you get a chance, don't take my word for it. Okay, just look it up here on social media somewhere. Shay Kennelly versus Angie Paola Rocha. All right? Look at the fight for yourself. Dude. No, I'm not going to be watching it, Andrew. I'm going to be working, brother. I don't really care for the fight, to be honest. But this is embarrassing. So let's go over it. Batista, what do you mean? Women have a right to have a light heavyweight division, just the men do. Do they? Let's look at it, right? Let's take a look at it. But before we do that, it's a little bit of a history lesson. So you guys do know that at what point there was no cruiserweight division, right? You know that, and even when there was, it was first at 190 or something, and they later moved the heavyweight cruiserweight division to 200. And the reason they did that was because, in general, heavyweight fighters were getting bigger, right? Now, even though I don't necessarily agree with that, but that's what they did. And then, of course, now they're trying to create bridger weight at 225, and hopefully they don't create that for the women. I mean, what are we doing, right? The numbers I'm going to show you in a second prove that we don't have no need for any of the division, 168, 175, and heavyweight, to even be a single division by themselves. Literally, 168 is virtually the heavyweight division for women, right? It's biology, right? Men are just, right, like there's just more men, right, that get in boxing shape that are over 168 pounds than women. Period. It's basic biology. And I'm seeing all these people, like again, people that cover women's boxing. Oh, congratulations to the new WBA. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm not saying don't congratulate the girl. She has nothing to do with this, but like, why are we like not pointing out what I'm about to point out? What type of media outlet are you doing? Like, are you really covering a sport? Really? I'm gonna be very frank with you guys. Anything 147 and below in women's, I don't watch it, bro. Right? But I can live with the 154-pound division. I can live with the middleweight division. I just don't. There's a big drop off in talent. It's a big drop off. For 147 and above, it just drops off dramatically, and it just gets worse the higher you go. It gets atrocious. Like 160 for women is like amazing compared to 175 or 168. But let's go over it, right? So, what are we gonna do next? Create a ring belt for like what are we doing, bro? And they still have the goal to have regional belts. I'm gonna tell you why that's stupid in a second. All right. And then we're gonna treat like I'm a firm believer in equal rights and women deserve all the opportunities in the world, but that also comes with like the way I'm looking at it. If this was the men's, how I would criticize it, and that's how I'm going to criticize this. All right, ain't no way we would accept a light heavyweight male fighting for a light heavyweight belt against that poor of a quality of an opponent. There's no way we would accept that. Nobody would accept that, right? And the fact that it just being like I'm convinced a lot of people didn't even watch the fight, right? They just see world champion WBA stamped on it. Okay, there we go. Hey, she's the they just say it, but again, are you really covering boxing if you can't tell people what happened in that fight and who the opponent was, the quality of the opponent? Are you really covering, or are you just out here to just say shit, right? What are we doing? So let's look at it, right? Adrian, how's it going? Andrew? I'm gonna show you guys right now. Terrible. Just terrible. All right. I'm sure you guys can see that screen. Okay. You're on Box Trek. Anybody could do this. You go to the ratings, right? And then here you got everything from male, active, pound for pound, locations, right? We're not going to do locations with the women. Forget that. Okay. We're just going to leave it at all locations. First, to give you an example of the males, right? If I go to light heavyweight for males, we got 30 pages, ladies and gentlemen. Right? We got 30 pages. We got 1,000 461 active boxers on the planet. If we go to super middle, we got 31 pages. We got 1,529 active professional boxers today. If we're going to cruise, I don't think there's a women's cruiser division, thank God. But we have 26 pages. We got 1,294 active boxers. And if we go to heavyweight, the big enchilada, we got 30 pages. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 1,474 active men's heavyweight boxers on the planet. So with that said, let's go to the females. Heavyweight at females. We only got one page. The records for the ones at the very end are just as bad. 0-1, 0-1, 0-2. There's only 21 active boxers. There's only 21 active boxers, guys. And 6 of them haven't even won a fight. Only 15 have a win. Six, 7, 8, 9 of them, almost half of them, are batting .500 or have a losing record. There's only, and look, number 10 has a losing record. 11 of them have a losing record. Oh my God. Look at number 9. She's batting .500. 12 of them batting .500 with very limited fights or have a losing record. That's more than half of them. How the fuck do you have 4 world titles? What the fuck are we doing? It's good to have a cruiserweight division for women? Thank God they don't. Jesus Christ. Light heavyweight, 21. And look at the losing record. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them with no wins. And there's only 21 of them. And some of them have multiple losses, like 0-4, 0-3. That's 9. Nine of them. What are we doing? How do you call this a division? How can you possibly say, oh yeah, 4 sanctioning bodies, 4 different champions, when half of them haven't even won a fight? There's 21, 9. Look, this is crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 of them. This 11 of them. I just can't, bro. What's going on? How is this? How do you call this a division? Let's go to super middleweight. There's 32 at super middleweight. 32 women. Should be 33 because Savannah Marshall is inactive at the moment, right? How can he possibly? And look, same thing, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 9, I'm sorry. 9 of the 32 don't even have a win, and some of them have multiple losses. 0 and 4, 0 and 2. Look how many of them have just had one fight. 1 and 0, 1 and 0. Look at this girl, 7 and 24, and she's ranked 17th in the entire world. 3 and 41. Look at this girl's like number 10 is batting 500, 4, 4, and 3. Number 8 has a losing record, fucking 19 and 21 with 3 draws. Number 5 is batting 500, 3 and 3. What are we doing here? Dude, just get these 3 divisions. Look at it. You know what? I'm going to take it a step further, bro. Go to middleweight. 38. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of the 38 have not even won a fight. And you have 2 that have only had 1 fight. You got a girl that's 1 and 1, a girl that's 0 and 2, that's ranked number 25. What are we doing? I don't understand for the life of me. You know what? If we go to middleweight for the men, which we didn't do, again, there are 1,774. Now I know what people are going to say. Oh, look, there's a lot of them that haven't won. Yeah, because there's a lot of them. And a lot of them, look, it's their professional debut that they lost. That's why they're 0 and 1. But if you go to the second page, right, when we're in the 50s, or let's take it a step further. If we're after number 38, which is how many women, like after this, a guy's 19 and 2, right? 39 is 19 and 2. 40 is 12 and 1. 41 is 16 and 1. 42 is 19 and 2. 43 is 38 and 5. Right? 44 is 22 and 1. Right? 45 is 9 and 0. All right? 46 is 9 and 0. 47 is 18 and 1. Look, 48 is undefeated, 20 and 0. We got another undefeated, 13 and 0. Another undefeated, 13 and 0. Like, you know what I mean? I could keep going. I could go to the second page. You're going to find some undefeated guys, 11 and 0, 12 and 0, 21. Look at these records. Like, you know what I mean? Look at the records, 25 and 0, 18 and 0, 15 and 2, 21 and 4. It's not 4 and or whatever that was. What was it again? Like 14 and 30 or whatever the fuck they, I forgot it's terrible, bro. What are we doing? Consolidate 160, 168, 175, and heavyweight. All those women should all be fighting each other. And it's not even like, oh, I don't want to hear, oh, they'll be too big. What are you talking about? Hannah Gabriel's went up. She was fighting at 154. She went up and won a heavyweight belt. Bro, I honestly believe like Katie Taylor could move up and beat most of those girls. Like, I believe this. Like, the only one she probably won't beat is maybe like Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall. There'll be maybe a couple of others, but like I honestly believe Katie Taylor could go up, like could like win the belt at middleweight. Don't laugh. 130 pounders, right? Jonas Harper moved up and just outboxed girls at 154. I fought a middleweight before. I like this is embarrassing. And you have a duty, especially if you cover women's boxing, to point this out. You should do better. Like, honest to God, I think 160 is pretty much. I started by saying 168, and that's on the title. But 160, it's 160, 160 and up. It should all be. It should all be one. Just call it heavyweight, whatever you want to call it. Like, I'm just telling you, there's no need for all these weight classes. This is embarrassing, bro. And then they're promoting that Carissa Shields in a fight for the heavyweight belt against who? What does that even mean? Like, oh yeah, she's gonna become the heavyweight champion of the world. Like, heavyweight champion of the world is not a prestigious thing in women's boxing. I just showed you. It can't be. I think if you did a tournament with the girls at 154 and the girls at 160, I think the girls at 154 would win, right? If you did a tournament with girls at like, if I'm telling you right now, if you got the 8 best girls at 147 and the 8 best girls at middleweight, and you did a tournament, right? Like a you know what I mean, like 10 on 10, similar to the 5 on 5 thing. The welterweights win most of the fights. They're more talented. They're better, right? The bigger girls just aren't that good. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not trying to be. I'm just being real. And why does it matters? Because first of all, it's embarrassing. Could you just imagine somebody reads, "Oh yeah, light heavyweight championship of the world for the WBA World Boxing, title," and somebody sees that? It makes a mockery of the sport, bro. It's embarrassing. And then you have people argue with me that I should. Oh, don't forget I mentioned Franchon Cruz. She was undisputed. God bless her. But it's not the same thing as. We're not even going to talk about men's boxing. The other women that became undisputed. It's not the same thing. Then I don't care if I'll be the bad guy. Okay? A lot of you don't want to say it. I'm saying it. And they're not going to do anything. Why? Because there's going to be promoters. They're going to try to get a cute face, and they'll pay the sanctioning body their 3%, and they're going to make money off of it. That's why they're not going to do shit about it. There is no, like, they have no shame, bro. But there's a reason they don't have a cruiserweight division, because women don't go up that high. The fact that they have a heavyweight division, to me, is atrocious. The fact that they have a 168-pound division, when you look at the numbers, is absolutely atrocious. Okay? I went over the men's. I could go over the women's for you. Right? If let's just go with the females, right? If I go to lightweight for the females, you got 4 pages, and there's 198 women. And when you go to page 1 and you look at the top 10, look at these records. It's a world of difference. It's a world of difference. Like, look at all those women that are undefeated, bro. And even the ones that are not have respectable records, 12, 14 and 4, 13 and 4. Like, you know what I mean? These are respectable records. If you go, let's do, I don't know, super bantamweight, okay? They're respectable records. All right? These are all respectable records, guys. All of them. They're winning records. And there's 4 pages. There's 196 of them. I can live with that. I can live with if you only have 20 women, half of them haven't even want to fight. A couple of more are have losing records, and a couple more have Brady 500. A few of them have a winning record. What the fuck are we doing? I'll live with 160, I guess. But 168 should be it. That should be the heavyweight division. That's it. I don't understand. I don't get it. Anyway, actually, no, I'm right. No, no, you're right. No, no, 160 should be a weight class, and everything above 160 should just be one weight class. Period. All right. This is D Style. I'm out. Peace.